Yep, and then so Seth, I'm thinking you and the teachers could stand in front of them. Yeah, and we'll come this way and the kids.
Okay.
Actually, no. Yes, maybe we'll take pictures because they're really more. So do you want to get it that way?
We're good to go.
Welcome parents and students to 8th grade graduation. We have fought so hard to get here and are grateful for your help and support. Thank you for joining us. Please welcome Ms. Orestes for some opening remarks.
Thank you all for being here and welcome. It's nice to be in this space with everybody. To stand here and see all of you sitting as young adults, full of poise and confidence, ready to step into the next phase of your school career, it's hard to believe all that you have been through during your middle school years. You entered 6th grade in the fall of 2019. You were a typical middle school student body, as typical as middle school students can be. And by the end of that year, the world stopped. It was turned on its ear, and you proceeded to operate within a framework that was unprecedented. You twisted and turned and tried to figure out how to fit into this new rubric. You were here, there, back and forth, and every stop in between. Regardless of the curveballs that you were thrown, you kept putting one foot in front of the other. You not only showed up, but you rose to the occasion. You didn't let the challenges define you, but you defined how you would meet these challenges with resilience, determination, perseverance, and lots of joy in between. So despite all of this, you met your goals for your NWEA testing, you took high school classes, you participated in the arts, you won national awards for your artistic body of work, you brought joy to a community through theater and song, you were international travelers for real, you were student council members, critical thinkers, drone builders, middle school athletes, high school athletes, teacher assistants, and independent study students. Not bad for having been in a completely unprecedented time. You thrived despite all of the obstacles before you. So in the end, you didn't let the upheaval of the last years define you, but you defined how to work through challenges with grace and strength, and you came out not as typical middle school students, but rather as extraordinary young people poised to step across the threshold and into your freshman year. So thank you guys. It's been a real honor and pleasure to watch you grow through all of this. Now, if you could please welcome Shirley Truitt for a commencement address.
Friends, family, classmates, teachers. Look at us. Look at how far we've come. COVID really flattened and smushed us like we do with all the mosquitoes and black-flies this time of year. I would just like to say I'm so proud of this community for surviving the torment the world lived through. COVID was not easy, but we still managed to find joy in it, except Zoom. There was no joy in Zoom at all for anyone. For 3 years, life's been crazy. I remember in March 3 years ago, my dad came into my room and informed me that school was closed for 2 weeks. Not understanding why, I went back to play Roblox. Here I am now, standing on this podium in the 8th grade, just a couple months away from being a high schooler, reading the speech to you. How the moments escape us, even when it feels like we are watching the clock tick, swearing that we've been sitting in the classroom for years, even though it's been a measly 20 minutes. I still remember my very first day of kindergarten, my old friends who I still think about to this day, the trip to Canada and eating maple syrup candy, getting run over by the tube sled twice. I remember the 5th grade play, and now I had to fall in one of my male classmates' arms. I asked if I could just fall on the floor instead. 5th grade was the time for embarrassment and ew boys, ew girls type talk. I was, in fact, one of those kids. I still remember how nervous I was on the very first day of middle school, a whole new world. Being short, it felt like everyone was Shrek and I was the gingerbread man. I was genuinely terrified of the older kids, but I've truly grown over these last 3 years. Not in height, though. Even though it feels like I'm now Shrek, I'm still a gingerbread man. Maybe Donkey if I'm being generous. If you told me in the 6th grade that I would have to write a speech and share it with 100+ people, my soul would have left my body. I was still shaking presenting a project with my little class, let alone the whole school. Speaking of my class, my wonderful, rambunctious class that I view as my family, it looks like we're losing 6 of you for high school. For some of us, we've only been together for our 8th grade year, for others, longer. I will always cherish our moments, our sometimes sweet, a lot of times strange moments. I will always remember when we had to build a scarecrow as a class and how 4 of us sat upstairs in the printer room for 30 minutes trying to print out a picture of Harry Potter's face. We'll never forget how we had to ask 3 teachers to help us and how I hysterically laughed right in the corner because nothing in that project was going right. Or how when we were selling candy during March and had to sell at least 20 bags to raise money for our class funds, we kept going up to the 6th and 7th graders and persuaded them to buy candy from us and not another classmate. You already bought candy from him? But you love me so much and you'll buy candy for me too, right? Right? We were on our hands and knees begging them like our life depended on selling our 20 bags of candy. Or how I purposely tried to hunt for every single one of you while trick-or-treating. When I spotted you, I would tug at Ollie and say, look, there's blah, blah, blah. I think they got fed up with me by the end of the night. I will cherish every meaningful and dumb conversation we've had at the lunch table, all the laughing bits I've gotten from your jokes, every debate we've had during class meetings, which did get a little heated, I must say. Every debate we've had on music and musicians, wow, some of you guys should join debate clubs in your new schools. I think you'd be great at it. I will miss you all dearly. Life's short and we need to cherish these precious moments with our loved ones. It'll seem tough at times, but know we'll make it out all right at the end. A quote by the band Forsyth, life's a precious thing, don't you throw it away. I would like to leave you with one more quote from one of my favorite musicians. Good luck, Godspeed, I'll always call you a friend indeed. Thank you. Please welcome Brooklyn and Emma presenting the slideshow.
This is a slideshow of the group of these kids through their whole middle school. Now we are going to welcome Alex and Kesley to the awards.
I will say it was supposed to be music with that, but that didn't.
Exactly what I said.
Throughout the years, we have all gotten to know each other very well.
And with that, we also got to know we're the best 8th grade class to ever exist.
But with that, here is our class. Here is what our class thinks we are all most likely to do.
Jacob Nickerson would most likely become a professional athlete.
Ollie Sherry, which we said is the most likely to live in a city.
Perrin LaValle was most likely to go to the moon.
Emma Grant, the most likely to bring you soup when you are sick.
Jordan Atkinson was most likely to join the military of Lord Foster.
Eldon Irish, the most likely to move out of the country.
Brooklyn Libby was most likely to write a novel.
RJ, who is the most likely to break a world record.
Olivia Wickford was most likely to own a coffee shop.
Kesley Menenge, who is the most likely to travel the world.
Owen Dugan was most likely to own a business.
Shirley, who is the most likely to make everyone smile.
Adley Roberts, who's most likely to own a farm. And last but not least, Alex Atwood, who's most likely to design an app. And we'd like to introduce Olivia and Shirley presenting flowers.
all of you probably know, we've had 3 very challenging middle school years. We've had our ups and downs, so we wanted to appreciate and thank the people who have stuck with us and believed in us through our very short and virtual middle school years. So to say thank you, we are going to give the people who have truly impacted our lives and mean a lot to us a flower. Jordan is giving a flower to her little brother Patrick, Emily, her mom and dad.
It's very uncoordinated.
Owen is giving a flower to his mom. Alex is giving a flower to his dad, Miss Crandall, Miss Restus, and Miss Butter. Brooklyn is giving a flower to her mom and Tristan. Jacob is giving a flower to his dad. Emma is giving a flower to her mom, dad, grandma, and her aunt Kelly. Alex is giving a flower to his mom and his brothers Jimmy, Austin, and Troy. Kesley is giving a flower to his mom, Dustin, and Kimberly. Ollie is giving a flower to Miss Weber, Miss Redkins, Miss Crandall, and Uncle. Olivia is giving a flower to her mom, dad, grandma, Pepe, Jackie, and Danielle. I'm giving a flower to my dad, Miss Arestis, Miss Crandall, Miss George, and Mrs. Welch.
And Aaron is giving one to his family collective.
Flower kind of broke. It's not my fault. No play in this. We would like to welcome the middle school staff for academic awards.
Hello, I'm not the middle school staff, I'm just Miss Willis. This year I did a group called Critical Thinkers, and we just called it CT for short. And it's the first time I've ever done something like that. Critical Thinkers group was taking their knowledge of math, science, and other areas and just advancing it to a broader, deeper level. And we did lots of fun projects this year. We did paper roller coasters at the beginning, where they basically just took tape and paper, folded it, and then made a marble run out of it. So that took like 3 months, I think, and we actually presented to the school board. It was a great success. The next project we did was a 3D printing course where they designed 3D games And they donated each game, each group of students donated a game to a different K-5 classroom. So it ended up being like a service project in the end. And the last project that we didn't get to spend as much time on, as I know they were well liked, is coding with drones. And I think that was super fun for them, something different than coding robots or something like that that they've done in the past. So it was very adventurous. A lot of people are intimidated by working with middle school students, but my group of CT students are amazing. I had fun. I look forward to our time together, and we always had a good time, lots of laughs, and they challenged me as much as I think I challenged them, which is in a good way. So I don't have a certificate. I did a photo collage instead. So this one is for Alex. And this one is for Jacob. This one's for Perrin. My girl Shirley. And Cassie. I love this group so much, I kind of want to start maybe a high school group because I just have so much fun with them and I'm really going to miss them next year. So good job, CT. Next up we have Miss Johnson.
So I have a couple of awards. One I've already handed out. RJ's not with us today, but I just wanted to take a moment to recognize some growth as a student and as a young man. He really struggled trying to make it through a whole class, especially art class. It was not his strength, and he really made it a challenge for himself this year to stick to every class and stay throughout the class, and it worked up that he stayed right through lunch half the time too. So I awarded him for all of his hard work, and I also shared with him the honor that I felt that he chose my content area to practice being in school full time and really wanting to be here, and I just felt like that was the biggest honor a teacher could get. So RJ Cole Freeman received an award from me for being good teacher. The next two students I'd like to recognize is going to be absolutely no surprise. If you pry a pen or a pencil or a drawing pad out of their hand so they can do other work, good luck. I'm pretty sure it's a challenge. The first student won an award for Scholastics this year, a silver medal for an illustration she did. It's almost unheard of in our small community for our students to be recognized on that level. There are thousands of students in the state of Maine that compete, and that we even have one student show up and receive an honorable mention would be wonderful, but Miss Shirley Trulin won a silver medal, so let's hear it for Shirley Trulin.
This is the best part. We don't care about certificates.
And the next one is, proudly just tugging on my heartstrings here about my granddaughter, Ollie Scherer. Not only did she win a Scholastic Art Award, but she won 2 gold medals. That qualified her to go to the Nationals to compete against 250,000 other entry winners in New York City. We did not make it to the next level, but I'm so incredibly proud that as an 8th grader, she's already stepped into that realm. By the time she hits 12th grade, there's no stopping this girl. I love her to death, Miss Ollie Scherer. Sorry. And next, I get to invite up a ray of sunshine. I'm so glad she's joined our faculty. She just brightens my day, Miss Crandall.
I hope you cheer that loud for the 8th grade when they graduate. That's awesome. This has been my first year here. It has been amazing. It has been wondrous, unexpected sometimes. This class has a huge part of that. So thank you, 8th grade, and thanks for putting up with my weirdness. I really appreciate that. I have 3 awards to present today. These are academically based. And for the first one, we do a lot of hands-on activities in my class, labs, and sometimes we have to do conclusions, make graphs, analyze the data. And there was one individual here that really stuck out to me. And I even checked their grades, just to make sure, yes, this is actually all factual. And they averaged a 95 for all of their labs this year. And that individual is Alex Hathaway. For better or for worse, we did a lot of root words this year, because in science, it's kind of like a secret language. You can decode big words, which is little fragments, which is very cool. So I don't know how much you guys really enjoyed, but now you know it. And we had one individual for all the quizzes, averaged 99, which is really impressive. And I have no doubt that they are definitely going to remember these root words, so when we get to bigger words, they can be like, oh, I can totally decode this. Thanks, Miss Crandall. And that individual is Shirley Trulin. This last one was a bit difficult for me, just because I've only had one year with these individuals. Although I still see a lot of growth over 1 year's time, I just can't imagine how all of you have grown since 6th grade, especially through COVID. But this individual stuck out to me mostly because they are always on my list, the owed work list. And first quarter was awful, but we were just getting back into things, which is totally fine. And then as quarters went on, we got into the normal rhythm of, oh yes, this is school, this is how we school, this is how we learn. They were off my list, which is very good. Now they're on my, okay, they're doing great list. And that is the Most Improved Scientist Award to Ollie Schur. I would like to introduce our fabulous math teacher, Mrs. Welch.
Congratulations, you all. I also have academic awards to present, and I have taught these 8th graders either pre-algebra, algebra 1, or geometry, or both. So, my first award is for the highest academic achievement in pre-algebra for all 4 quarters, Emma Grant. Okay, and highest academic achievement in Algebra 1 for all 4 quarters, Shirley Trulin. And I had to do this award for sure. Diligence in geometry and aced my final exam, Jacob. And I would like to have Mrs. Orestes come back up. Okay, so we all kind of came up with the different categories and how we wanted to recognize students. It was really difficult because I could think of an award for every student, and I wish I could do that. So we had a lot of really nice conversations about all of them and how well you have done. Looking at the whole 6th to 8th grade world, that happens. It's not only academic, it's maturity, responsibility, civic mindedness, being a helper, recognizing when people need help and just stepping up, managing all of the organizational pieces of middle school. There are so many pieces. So looking at the student as a whole person, I wanted to recognize actually 2 students for overall growth through their middle school career as students, as people, as community members. And that would be Jordan Atkinson. and Perrin LaValle. And speaking of growth, there's something we talk about, it's a growth mindset. So having the frame of mind where you're willing to try something new, you're not going to immediately say, I can't do it. Just being willing to put yourself out there and see what happens. And we had a student join us this year, at the beginning of the year, and I have seen a diligence with this student who just wants to learn and wants to do well in school and will do whatever he can to take advantage of that opportunity. And I've been so impressed by his willingness to test himself as a student and to grow. Elvin Iris. Then I have one other award. I was signaling a parent, they want to get their camera out. This student, I've had the pleasure of getting to know this student in a different way this year. This student did an independent study and was in my classroom for first period every day. So I've just watched this student evolve as a person and really be a leader. He is the president of our class. He advocates for everybody. He looks for compromise when we're not sure how to meet in the middle. He speaks up when it's hard and when it might not necessarily be with the flow, and he'll say that, something's not working well or something, needs attention. And he keeps me on my toes. He helps me so much. He gives me daily reminders because he's in my room. Did you remember to do that? Did you get that? So I've actually told him he's not going to high school. I'm sorry. He has to stay with me for the next 4 years. But for leadership, Alex Hathaway. All right, please welcome Mrs. George. Thank you so much.
Because everything that has been said about these people is so true. And I guess if I say it again, I'm going to be repeating what you've already heard. But I do want to say to all of you that when teachers got together, we would sit and do our planning when you were in 6th grade, those of you who were here. I used to characterize when people would ask me, well, what are they like? And I would say, they're great, but they're all like different planets and they're doing their own orbit. They're like all in their own place. And Ms. Orestes has said this, but the growth that you have shown, actually everyone said it, the growth that you have shown over the past 3 years in probably the most difficult circumstances of any class I've ever had in my career of teaching, I think you must be my favorite class. You just have to go through some really bad circumstances in the next 2 years. But you just did it, and I'm so proud of you. So thank you so much for your hard work, for how you've learned to work with each other, for your kindness and understanding and acceptance and tolerance of each other. The circumstances have been really challenging. So I'm very, very, very proud of each and every one of you. So, yeah, another round of applause. So this award is for the highest academic achievement throughout the year. Had a really tough time with Zoom school because, except Zoom, no one likes Zoom, everyone hates Zoom. That would be Shirley Truland. So this award, I called it the most improved performance in middle school. And honestly, I remember when my kids would get most improved, I'd think, oh boy, they must have really been a challenge or a trial, and they've kind of pulled it together. That is not what I mean in this case. This person always had all these wonderful qualities inside of him. He was just maybe not as willing to share. And it's like he woke up one morning at the beginning of the year and just said, I am going to go in there and give it everything I've got and show everybody what I can do. And he has done that the whole year, even in situations that perhaps were not completely comfortable for him, and that is Karen Lavelle. And I have two more awards, both for the same category. These were the people who in reading class, when we were reading books, who were writing as well, who were intellectually curious. They were the people who recognized that when you come to middle school, you're not learning to read. You're learning to live your life through reading. I always say that the way we acquire wisdom in life is through experience, but if you don't have particular experiences, which when you're thinking of the books that you read, you don't want to have every experience that's in a book. When that happens, how you learn, how you develop that wisdom is through reading. And these two people were very intellectually curious throughout the year and really thought deeply. And that is Jordan Atkinson and Kesley Meninga. And so now we have some really special awards from our principal, Mr. Loveland.
Congratulations, 8th grade. Freshmen, how did that happen? Soak in every moment, because this weekend I found in the blink of an eye, they're going to be sitting on the big stage behind you in a much bigger day. So congratulations. So the first award I have is citizenship. The Secretary of State's 8th grade citizenship award is presented to students throughout Maine who understand the importance of academic success and devote time and attention to making meaningful progress in their endeavors. The award also serves to recognize those individuals who take responsibility for their work and who strive to make contributions to the community. Today's recipient, the 2022 Secretary of State's 8th grade citizenship award for Ranger Lakes Regional School, is very deserving of this recognition. And these are some words that teachers had to say about her. This student has a quiet, kind presence, and she leads by example. Mature beyond her years, she is consistently hardworking, consistently friendly, consistently a person that others are thankful to know at the Ranger Lakes Regional School. Though the pandemic has been challenging for all of us in terms of the ability to perform traditional community service, the student has provided support within her 8th grade community by being welcoming and helpful to both students and teachers. And though coming back from remote learning was daunting, the student persevered. When we returned to school, she threw herself into her studies with steadfast effort, and she excelled this year in her academics. She's an accomplished reader, writer, artist, mathematician, even a lover of vocabulary. She also perseveres at a steady pace with depth and focus. Her serene and genuine smile brings warmth to her peers. Her thoughtful interactions let others know she can be trusted and depended upon. She knows who she is and she adheres to her values. We are pleased to honor Shirley True. The next award is the President's Award for Academic Excellence, and the students get this in 5th grade, and then again they get it in 8th grade, and then finally on the big day when you graduate from high school as a senior. The President's Award for Educational Excellence recognizes academic success in the classroom. The selection is based on GPA and teacher recommendation. Criteria considered are high motivation, initiative, integrity, intellectual depth, and leadership. This year, the President's Award for Educational Excellence goes to Alex Hathaway. Where's my paper? I think now, Ollie Jordan for a gift presentation.
We
as an 8th grade class, would like to give a special gift to Mrs. George for all her hard work she has done for us, and for all the times that she has helped when we needed it the most. We wish you a happy retirement, so we give you this gift basket. Now I'd like to ask for Mr. Loveland.
So now we're gonna, this is what we're waiting for, right? So this is how it's gonna work. I'm gonna call your name, you're gonna come up, you're gonna get your certificate from Superintendent Campbell, you're gonna shake everyone's hand, and then right here, you're gonna stop, look at your parents, and smile for a picture, okay? Don't rush this. Do not rush this, it's your day, okay? You want the shot. Jordan Atkinson. Owen Dugan.
Say cheese. Got it.
Emma Graham. Gotta make it count, right? Good day. Alexander Hathaway. Eldon Irish. Perrin Lavelle. Brooklyn Libby. Kesley Menenge. Jacob Nickerson. Ollie Scherer. Shirley Trulin. And Olivia Wakefield.
Smile.
Aaron and Jacob, please come up here.
Thank you for attending the 8th grade promotion. There will be a reception for family and parents outside the main entrance.